Welcome to the video lecture of the Unit 2 UML and Methodology Introduction. So we are going to discuss about the UML, methodology and UML. Introduction. The various authors introduces the various methods during the various years. Example, 1986, Booch introduced object-oriented design concept that is known as a Booch method. In 1987, Shelley Scheller and Steve Miller introduced a recursive design approach. 1989, Beck and Cunningham introduced a class responsibility collaboration cards. 1990, Brooke, Wilson and Winner introduced a responsibility-driven design. 1991, Peter Card and Ed Yarda introduced a car lightweight and prototype-oriented approach. 1991, Jim Ramba introduced the object modeling technique that is OMT. 1994, Ivor Jacobs introduced the use case and the object-oriented software engineering. Most methods are very similar but contain number of annoying minor differences, and each had a group of practitioners. In the second generation, instead of introducing a new methods, they start combining the best aspects of the various methods which are already introduced by the various authors. Survey of object-oriented methods. Many methods are available. Each methodology is based on model the business problem and implementing the application in the object-oriented fashion. The differences of each methodology lie primarily in documentation of the information, modeling, notation, languages. For example, Ramba's et al.'s OMT object modeling technique well suited for describing the object model and static structure of the system. Second, Jacobson method, good for producing the user-driven analysis method. Third, Booch method, it produces the detailed object-oriented design models. First one is Ramba's OMT object modeling technique. It described a method for analysis, design, implementation of the system using the object-oriented technique. It is a fast approach for identifying and modeling all the objects making up a system. Details such as class, attributes, methods, inheritance, and association can be expressed very easily. Detailed state transition and their description within the system can be specified. The dynamic behavior of the object in the system is described in the OMT dynamic model. Process description and consumer product relationships can be expressed by the OMT functional model. OMT contained the four phases. First one is analysis phase. The outcome of the result of the analysis phase is object and dynamic and functional models. The second phase is system design. The result is structure of the basic architecture of the system. Object design, the design document consisting of the detailed objects and the dynamic and functional models. Fourth one is implementation. This activity produces reusable, extendable, and robust code. OMT separate the modeling into three different parts. An object model, the object model, it contains the object model and data dictionary. A dynamic model, the state diagram and event flow diagram are part of the dynamic model. Function model, which contain the data flow and constraints. Object model, it represents the structure of the objects in a system and their identity and the relationship to other objects, attribute of the object and their operations. It is represented graphically within an object diagram. So see this example. An account contain a checking account and saving account. This rectangular classes which contain a 3 compartment or 2 compartment. First compartment is name of the class and the attributes, and third compartment they contain the methods. Account is having a checking account, saving account. It is represented by the filled the triangle. Then next one is account. Now an account can have a many transaction, one-to-many relationship. The many is marked by the shaded circle. Okay, it contains 0 or more. So this represents the many relationship. The association is given in this line. The association name is given above the line. So client is having an account. Then account is account and transaction. An account may have a number of transactions. So this is the OMT object model of a banking system. Next one is an OMT dynamic model. A detailed and comprehensive method that depicts the state, transition, events, and action. OMT state diagram is a network of states and events. Each state receives one or more events, and which time it makes a transition to the next state. For example, it's a start. Start is represented by the shaded circle followed by arrow. In initial state, nothing is selected. Okay, that means no account is selected. An account is selected, it's moved to next state. Account has been selected, and select and checking account. Then is the next state. Select a checking or saving account, then moves to the next state, and they select the transaction types: withdraw, deposit, or transfer. Then the next step, the user has to enter the amount, and finally confirmation of the transaction is over. So state transition diagram or the bank application user interface is given here. The rounded boxes are the states. These rounded boxes are the states, and the arrows are represent the transition of the states. Next one is OMT functional model, shown by the data flow diagram, which shows the flow of the data between the different processes. The four primary symbols are process, a function being performed. For example, verify password or a verify PIN number in the ATM system. Data flow shows the direction of the data element movement. For example, PIN code. Data store, it is a location where the data is stored. For example, account. External entity, source and destination of the data element. So ATM call reader is external entity. So see this example, process are represented by the ellipse, data store is represented by the a line which we can say that it is an unclosed rectangle, okay, from both the horizontal sides. Data flow is shown by the arrow. External entity is represented by the square. So if ATM card reader, so enter the bank code, then from it checks on the CASA and the bank, select the bank code. Bank code is bad, okay, it will go out of the flow. The dotted arrow shows the, okay, this transaction goes out of the flow. Then bank is selected. ATM card reader, okay, enter the card code, okay, select a card. If invalid card code, it will go, always go to next step. Use the keyboard, it's an external entity, to enter the password. Password got verified. Bad password, take the transaction out of the flow. Then next, use enter the keyboard, select the account. Then account is verified from the data repository of the account. Then user, if it is there, account is there, user select the transaction. User screen selection of a transaction, and the transaction get updated in the account. The transaction got failed, okay, the flow goes out of the this process. Next one is the cash receipt. The user received the cash. So this is the example of the OMT DFT data flow diagram for the ATM system. Data flow lines include arrows to show the direction of the data element movement. Circle of the process. The boxes represent the external entity. A data store reveals the storage of the data. Okay. So up to this, we discussed the introduction as well as the Jacobson method. Next, sir, we have discussed the Romba method. Next, we are going to discuss about the Booch method. Thanks for watching the video.